Hello everyone, how's it going? Elliot here and welcome to the Retro Future. Today we're going to be taking a look at two very obscure items for the Nintendo DS. These are Japanese exclusive things. Massive thank you to Jamie, a friend of mine who lives in Japan, who helped me acquire these items. These are two Nintendo DS accessories that I never heard of before I found them. So they're really rare, actually. This one here is very expensive and very hard to find with the specific accessory we're going to be looking at. A controller. A controller for the Nintendo DS. What? Honestly, ridiculous. And then this is a Nintendo DS game that requires a camera. But obviously the Nintendo DS doesn't have a camera. So how are they going to get around that? Well, without any further ado, let's find out. So let's take a look at the Arkanoid one first. Now, there is a very obvious controller that we would like for Arkanoid. I think we can all work out what that could be. And it is exactly that. It's a paddle controller for the Nintendo DS. Absolutely incredible. This one here was brand new. In fact, it is brand new. It's never been used before prior to me testing it out before this video. So it's absolutely incredible condition. You can see this game, by the way, was available without the controller and was perfectly usable without the controller. But the controller just absolutely blows the experience out of the water. It's amazing. So there's loads of little screenshots on the back, on the side. It does say down here about the controller in Japanese, so we don't really need to look at that. So let's open this thing up, and there is the little controller itself. Now, when you see these things popping up on eBay, they're very expensive, and I think it's because they're actually an incredibly functional thing, which is really fun to have, as opposed to just something that sits on the shelf. This is actually something very enjoyable. Here's the DS game, all nice and sealed. I did go on eBay and buy an English one loose so that we can actually play it. So let's have a look then. Again, now this is in really good condition, and it's very scary opening this box because I don't want to damage anything. Okay, here we go.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again?
Alright, mate. Piping up. Okay, there it is. Our little DS paddle controller. Super cool. It's not really the most interesting thing to look at. They haven't really gone for any sort of crazy design. It's a very bare bones, functional little thing. There it is. It has the logo of the company on the bottom, and there's the little paddle. And it works exactly like an original paddle. So cool. Really nice and smooth, kind of weighted. When you spin it there, it's going to continue spinning. It's a really nice feeling thing. In fact, it feels very weighted to it. It's really, really cool. I don't know how they've done that. Okay, so let's plug it into the bottom. Now, one thing I want to try is what happens when we turn it on without the game inside it. What's it going to do? Ooh, there is a DS option pack inserted. Okay. We can't do anything though, although stay to the end of the video and I'll plug it into a regular Game Boy and see what happens. This DS is low on battery, so that's going to make things awkward. Now, this isn't going to be a review of Arkanoid for the DS. This is really just taking a look at the little accessory itself. Arkanoid, quite a self-explanatory little thing, but here we go. Look at that! Okay, so how do we fire it? Do we press A once? Or oh, there we go, A once. And look at that. How damn cool is that? And it's so responsive. There's like no latency at all. Can you see that there? Oh, I've lost. If I try that again. Look at that. That is absolutely phenomenal. How cool is that? It works so well. Honestly, if I had had this as a kid, and I'm going to still have a lot of fun with it now, but that would have been my favourite thing. It's just, again, it's also one of those games that's just so easy to pick up and play and have a little bit of fun with. So that, for me, is one of my favourite games now. What a cool little thing. Unfortunately, as I said, they're very rare, very expensive, and if you do find one, they're around about £100 just for this one little thing. So, pretty mental. It does actually look like they came in different colours. You've got white, black, silver, and pink, presumably to match different DSs and whatnot. So, that is that. Right, now this next one that we're going to be looking at is a very strange one. So, let's take a look at it here. This is the Nintendo DS face training game. Now, it is quite possibly one of the weirdest games I've ever seen, but let's take a look at it. So you can see this lady here is making lots of different face shapes, and it is to just train your face. Whether it's face muscles or expressions or something, I'm really not sure. Now the accessory is this little thing. This right here looks like a little Game Boy cartridge until you do that. Now what's that done? Well, it's extended a bloody camera. Hang on. How have they gotten that into such a small form factor? Is that not the coolest little like spy thing you've ever seen in your life? Oh, damn. So cool. So, Nintendo DS, that's how you're now going to actually use this thing. So if we take the game and we plug it in to here, like so. And we take our DS cartridge and plug that into there. And then we turn it on. It's going to say the same thing at the bottom there. There is a DS option pack inserted. Again, stay to the end, I'll plug it into a Game Boy. And when we open this up, there's another accessory, by the way, that comes with this game that I've not used and don't know how to use. But it looks like it's just a stand for the DS. Let's see if we can work out how this goes together. Now, this is probably quite a nice thing to actually just use for your DS. There we go. Is that it there? Look at that. That's quite a nice little way to display your DS. But it's not going to be very helpful for us. But there we go. Look at that. Can you... It's going to be quite difficult to see that. There's my camera. There's my hand. That is a camera on the Nintendo DS. How is that working? You can see my studio and whatnot. That's crazy, isn't it? That is so cool. Okay. Now, this one is in Japanese, so I've got absolutely no idea what I'm looking at or how to navigate through the menu. So instead, what I'm going to be showing you is this one, which is a game that they later released for the Nintendo DSi in English. Now, this one, again, another really cool thing to be looking at in a video. This is the Nintendo DSi exclusive game. It's in a white cartridge, which is just so cool. It's like an early 3DS cartridge, and it doesn't work on a regular Nintendo DS Lite, which I've never, ever had a DSi exclusive game before. So when you go to load the game on the DS Lite, it's going to say, for use with DSi systems only. And that's it. You can't navigate any further. So let me go and grab a DSi, and we're going to plug this in. And we'll actually have a look at this little game and see what it does. So the only DSi I have is a DSi Panda development unit. A little bit of a flex. Sorry about that. But it shall do the job, I hope. I think this plays retail games. That's really weird. It doesn't play retail DSi games. That's not good. I don't have another DS. Wait a minute. A 3DS. Would that work? Huh? Okay, I don't know what was going on there, but we've got it working on the new 3DS XL. Here we go. It's going to ask us to turn the DS. And there we go. That is my face on the screen. Okay, so start. How did you spend your day?
Align your face within the
This is going to be quite difficult to film, really, isn't it?
Squeeze your eyes shut, slowly but firmly. Hold this position. Open your eyes and relax.
What is this?
Move your eyes to the right. Back to the center.
Okay, right, that's enough of that. So that is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you to everyone who's gotten this far. I've just discovered why this actually has the ability to do that, and that's because if it goes into the original Nintendo DS, the big one, it needs to come out further because it goes all the way in, like I'm about to show you here. So then you've got this little spy camera. That is so cool. Okay, let's turn this on. Don't think it's going to do anything. Look at that. Nothing at all. It's not going to have any system on there that's going to allow the Game Boy to do anything. Okay, and then we'll try the paddle controller as well. I mean, look at how stupid that looks. Oh, that would have been so cool if that worked, but again, nothing. Thank you so much for everyone who's supporting me through this crazy house build period of time. There's been a huge surge on Patreon, and it means a lot to me, so thank you very much. I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye!